Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. Ordinary old guy in the garage again. Nice and cold and freezing today. A little bit wet, dank in here, but I already came out here and I did some video already. Okay, so that's been done, and I want to introduce something and let you know about something. I'm going to be changing the format of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to go back to the original mission of what I wanted to accomplish, and that is to try to help people be motivated, inspired, to try to just do their workout. So I'm going to cut things down. I'm going to make shorter videos, which will hopefully be much better, and also things that might be more interesting or applicable to you personally, right? So we're going to kick this off and see how things go, and I'll mix things up as I go along. There might be times in which I try to focus where I'll share maybe top 5 of my personal favorite exercises, various tips, different things like that. And maybe I'll even do some occasional videos where I'll show a specific exercise that I'm doing and sort of maybe how I execute that exercise to see if it's maybe beneficial to see a little bit of a different take on something that's out there for certainly so many people to watch, right? So there'll be a little bit of a mix back and forth, trying to keep you motivated, trying to be instructional. I certainly want to speak to people that are in the older set, right, as me being 50 plus, and but I still want to appeal to other people who can watch this anyways and maybe learn from some of my experiences over time and just sharing that, right? And if nothing else, just to entertain you, okay? So, because I could sit here all the time and talk to a camera, which is certainly better than sitting at the bus stop talking to myself, right? So I'm going to choose this one, all right? And so hopefully you can at least maybe be entertained. So today what I'm going to start off with here is motivation, right? Because you can't do anything if you're not getting motivated about stuff, and you're going to get tired and you're not going to want to do anything. So I did a little search myself, and I looked on Google. I guess anyone can, right? And I'm just going to look at these, right? I wrote them down. It said, what are the top 5 reasons, okay, why people don't work out? Number 1 was, well, maybe I should start from the bottom. Teaser, right? Keep you involved. Okay, I'm going to go to number 5. I don't like to work out alone. Wow. Okay, yes, that's true, right? There's a lot of people. I have a friend like that. Can't be motivated if he's all by himself. I make fun of him, but hey, it's okay, right? I can work out by myself, and I can work out with other people. And I have found that when I've worked out with other people in the past, it has been maybe more inspiring for me, or more accountability, or maybe there's a little bit more of a challenge, maybe a little bit of a competition that can keep that feeling fresh and energized. So that's really important for you, okay? So if one of your struggles is that you can't work out alone, you feel by yourself, you can try following maybe videos on YouTube, maybe not particularly on me, but anybody else, right? And try to work out along. It's not the same, okay? You're by yourself, and what's a video, okay? Start small, look for different places, reach out, see if you have somebody you know that might be interested in trying to pursue something. It's always funner when, of course, you know the person, right? And you can have some chit chat in between some of your work and take it on as a fun adventure first, okay? And then see how you feel, whether or not you want to get super serious about it, if you're looking to get gigantic or whatever that workout structure might be for you, right? Whatever matters is what counts, right? You're just doing that piece of work. So that's one thing you can do, right? Is maybe reach out. There are groups, there's communities, there's forums, there's, again, trying to join a gym maybe and having a trainer. So you have somebody who's going to help lead you through that, educate you in whatever you're trying to do, make sure you're doing exercises properly and all that. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? Or just test the waters, right? And you go around too. Don't here's a gym and you go there and it doesn't feel good to you and you're not feeling it. Fine, go to another one. Try another one. Try another one. Okay? Don't give up on that. Don't let that be the only thing that hinders you, okay? So maybe in another time we'll dig more into that, but look, there's a few options for you, right? There's nothing better than to try to get out there and work out, and who knows, maybe at some time you'll start to feel so good that maybe you won't need that anymore. You won't need that little bit of additional help and support to not feel so lonely and keep you guided, because you'll want to do it anyways, whether you have a friend with you or if you're by yourself. Let's go on to number 4, okay? Number 4 is listed as, I need to be motivated. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I need to be motivated. I don't know what's going to do that. Lots of different things. You do have to find things. Well, what do you respond best to? Let's start there. Do you respond best to somebody going, come on, crank it out, do more, one more? Some people go, yeah, and they respond to that. Some people can't stand that. That's not going to help them. Some people respond more to like, hey, that's a great job. You're working really hard. That was great. Soft, encouraging, okay? Maybe that's what you need. You need to just be acknowledged to the fact that you got up. Okay, congratulations. And that helps you start to feel more self-motivated to do something. So identify which of those two maybe resonates more so for you, especially when it comes to doing some kind of physical activity. Is it more of like, yeah, getting, someone yelling at you, or is it more of somebody just trying to be helpful and supportive? And either way, then you certainly still have to look at yourself, right? Is this just me putting up roadblocks? Is this just me internally sitting there saying, well, some other things? Maybe they might be on the list, so I don't want to jump ahead, okay? So I can't cover everything because, again, right, I'm trying to keep this shorter, all right, but helpful, all right? So let's go ahead and jump along. And no matter what, as I go along this, everyone, please, anyone, add some comments, ask a question. I know you might think to yourself, well, I might add a comment and he'll never respond because there's so many comments there. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Okay, so it's pretty personal at this stage and I might hear you. So if you have an idea of something you think or you want to see me do, please throw it in there. Right now, I'm kind of just talking to myself and maybe a friend or two. So let's try to do that, okay? Let's see what else we got going on here. We've got number 3. Don't have time. Woo, okay, that one doesn't work. No, I'm going to discount that one automatically because if you have time to be on YouTube and you have time to watch me, you got time to do some workout. So especially if you watch any of my other videos, you could have done a whole workout. So time is different. Now, is that something else? And what do you mean by time? You don't have time because you're overwhelmed, you're overburdened, you're overstressed, so that you don't have time, so you don't have time to take care of yourself? Then that might be something else you really need to pay attention to outside of just working out and doing something, right? Because then it's about your self-care and how you're living your life. I mean, it's one thing, I guess, if you're so busy because you're so incredibly happy and everything's great for you, then forget it, don't listen to me. But if that's not the case, then time management is maybe more so an issue to start to look at when you think about these things, right? Whereas it's some other excuse. Again, I don't want to give anyone ideas or jump ahead on anything. I don't know what's coming next. I just peeked at things, right? So what do we do there if that's part of the issue, not having time? Again, you may sort of have to sit there and, well, what works best for you? Well, maybe what works best for you is like, well, I like just to float along in life. You know what? You might have to make an exception for this one thing, right? You think about it along the lines of other behaviors or actions you take part of in your life. Eating. Okay, maybe you have a breakfast. You don't have time for breakfast. Sometimes people don't. I don't have time for lunch. I don't have time for dinner. Somewhere in there, you make it happen. Okay, I don't have time, to take a shower, to brush your teeth? There are other things, right? If you really start to pay attention and look at this, you have to kind of weigh that out and sit there and say to yourself, do I really not have the time? Or am I having to do things with my time that I don't want to do? And do you really have to do them, right? Are you doing things you have to do versus things you want to do? You want to stay balanced so you'll feel better, all right? So before I go much farther with that one, let's go to number 2. Let's see what we got now. Can't afford gym. Hey, I hear you. Okay, now that's kind of not really so true, right? I know there's, I think, a gym I could go join for like $7 a month or $10 a month. I don't know if I could try to lift heavy weights and make a sound. I might get kicked out. But there are certainly other gyms, and I did work at a gym that I really liked, and it was fair. It's kind of like $1 a day, okay, if you broke it down. So is it too expensive? You might need to revisit that. See what's available right now. There's a lot of more gyms, especially now, trying to get business to come back in, right, that might be cutting really good deals, okay? And if not, right, like me, here, what did I do? I started buying things, and now I don't really have a gym, but I have equipment. And you don't need all of the things I have, that's for sure. Look, you can start with some really simple, easy, basic things. And I'll do a video on that maybe in the future. That would be a good one. How can you just start to do some kind of working out with practically nothing? And what kind of exercises can you do and give you the most bang for your buck if all you've got is maybe a small set of dumbbells or something small like that? Maybe you don't even have that. You don't have a bench. Believe me, there's a lot of other exercises you can still do to stay fit, to grow yourself, whatever it is you want to do, right? Whether it's the muscle or just staying fit. So when it comes to that expense piece, and again, to be fair, I don't know, you have a cell phone you're watching me on? Because if you do, then that costs money. I don't know which one's cheaper. So please, some of this might be challenging you, right? These might just be simple excuses versus maybe sometimes what are real legitimate reasons for people, all right? Okay, last one, number one, if you're still here, congratulations, thank you very much. Let's see what it is. Too tired. All right, too tired. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna argue with that one, right? Because if you're telling me you're too tired, then I guess you're too tired. I guess that's fair enough. Another aspect or a way to look at this is, well, okay, wait, what are you getting tired from, right? Are you getting tired from stress, anxiety, because you're running around, because you're not happy? Is that what's wearing you out? What if we exchange something in there? What if we exchange something that actually felt good to you? What if we exchange something that you wanted to do so that you felt better, that you were more happy, and your brain chemicals changed, and you actually felt better, so you had more energy? Because with exercise and doing activity, you know, yes, sometimes, oh, whew, I'm tired, that was tough. But you can look it up because I'm not going to sit here and state something as an absolute fact, but look it up. But I believe that when you exercise, or you work out, or you do something that requires physical activity, it can actually re-energize you. It can actually get you more motivated. It can actually make you feel better. It can change that chemistry that we have going on our brain. Okay, so right there, today is a little bit something different, and hopefully some of these tips or anything I may have said, and this is your chance and your opportunity to put down the comments, and maybe I'll approach that, right? Because if it makes people happy out there, then I'll try to do that, okay? So thank you very much for hanging around this time. And again, I hope you're gonna I'm gonna have a lot of new more videos of different formats, something along this. I hope you like it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with strangers, everybody you know, and let's see if I can actually start to get some people rolling on here. Okay? All right, you have a great one. Thank you very much.